The guy who built Claude Code just declared every IDE obsolete. Boris Cherny, the creator of one of the most powerful AI coding agents on the planet, said vscode, Xcode, all of it, dead. And this isn't some random Twitter take. This is the lead engineer behind the tool that 80% of Silicon Valley is now using to ship code. Boris Cherny is a former meta engineer who now leads Claude Code at Anthropic. He describes his own setup as, quote, surprisingly vanilla, terminal, Claude Code. That's it. His exact words. The traditional software engineer role is beginning to disappear. It's being replaced by a builder, a generalist who orchestrates AI agents rather than writing code line by line. His core argument? If an AI agent can read 800 files, plan 12 architectural changes, and execute them all in parallel while you grab coffee, why do you need a graphical code editor? In a famous blog post, Boris shared his actual workflow. He uses plan mode for 80% of tasks, telling Claude to explore the code base and propose a plan before writing any code. He runs 5 to 10 parallel Claude Code sessions in separate terminal tabs, and he keeps a lean claude.md file under 60 lines as persistent memory. Here's what that actually looks like. You open a terminal, point Claude Code at your project, and describe what you want to build. The agent analyzes 800 files, plans 12 changes, executes the refactor, runs the test suite, and commits. No IDE needed. He even said coding is solved. For many use cases, the actual writing of code is a solved problem. The value isn't in typing anymore, it's in knowing what to build and how to verify it works. Let's zoom out. In 2022, Copilot gave us autocomplete. In 2024, Cursor forked vscode and added inline AI. In 2025, Claude Code went fully agentic in the terminal. And now in 2026, we're at multi-agent orchestration. The GUI is being left behind at every step. But the IDE versus terminal framing is actually a distraction. The real shift is from a single tool to a layered stack. The best developers in 2026 don't pick one tool. They use 3. Layer 1. Cursor. The interface layer. A forked VS Code IDE for daily editing, visual feedback, real-time collaboration. It routes between different AI models. Hundreds of thousands of paying users. Layer 2. Claude Code. The thinking layer. Terminal native, widely regarded as the best tool for deep reasoning and complex multi-file refactors. It doesn't just edit files, it understands your architecture. Layer 3. Codex. The async layer. CI/CD automation. Security scanning. PR reviews. 90+ plugin integrations. Desktop-level OS control. Fire, forget, and let it run in the background. Here's the stack at a glance. Cursor is the visual editor for daily work. Claude Code is the deep thinker for hard problems. And Codex is the background automator. You don't pick one. You stack all 3. And Boris isn't alone. Steve Yegge, the legendary Google and Amazon engineer, publicly agrees. He argues that senior engineers who refuse to adopt agentic workflows risk becoming obsolete. Not because they're bad, but because they're bringing a typewriter to a print shop. The Hacker News crowd was predictably split. Some celebrated the end of bloated IDEs. Others said this is just hype being pushed by people selling the tools. Top comment. Debugging is 90% of my job and no terminal agent has solved that yet. Let's be honest. Terminal agents are incredible for greenfield projects, large refactors, and boilerplate. But for legacy code bases with millions of lines of spaghetti, visual debugging, and institutional knowledge, the IDE still wins. Hard. Here's the uncomfortable truth Boris won't say. The IDE isn't dying, it's evolving. What's dying is the old workflow, the idea that you, as one human, manually type every line inside a monolithic editor. That's dead. But the concept of a development environment, a place where you review, debug, and validate agent output, that's more important than ever. The IDE isn't going away. It's becoming the cockpit where you fly the agents. The developer who thrives in 2026 isn't the fastest coder. It's the best orchestrator. The one who knows which agent to deploy, when to trust its output, and when to override it. Your value isn't in your keystrokes. It's in your judgment. The signal says, learn to orchestrate or get orchestrated. Subscribe to stay ahead.